What do we want? Low-flying airplane wings. When do we want them? Meow! Hello everyone and welcome to episode 16 of Straight Fire Picks here on June 3rd, 2021. We're going to be going over the best sports betting action of today. We're going to discuss our results from yesterday. And let's get right into it. So first we're going to start with results from last night. So yesterday total, guys, I went 4-5 if we're counting the quickfire round. My normal picks, I went 3-2 where I provide the analysis. And on the quickfire round, I went 1-3. So I bet actually on my 5 normal picks. So I ended up making a little bit of money last night. Not a lot, but I did make a little bit. There were some really surprising results from last night based on the way the game started. So, number one, I had over 5.5 goals in the Avalanche and Golden Knights game at minus 114 odds. So, coming off 8 goals in game 1, thought we'd see some more of that. 2 of the highest scoring teams in the NHL. That didn't end up coming to fruition last night. But, after the first period, there were 3 goals scored. So when I went to bed, it was 2-1 Avalanche after the first period. We only needed 3 more goals in 2 periods, and it didn't happen. So, go figure. Alright, so number 2, I had the Montreal Canadiens on the money line versus the Winnipeg Jets at plus 120 odds. Canadiens pulled it through 5-3 last night. I hit on that. I ended up getting in at plus 130 odds. The odds changed and went up. So, and then number 3, I had the Hawks money line versus the Knicks, which came in. Picked that, I went against my heart on this one because reality set in that, the Hawks were going to win this game. And they ended up dominating again, which was no surprise to me. Plus 102 odds there. I think I got in at plus 100 odds. So it changed a little bit before I got in. Just too much talent for Atlanta there. And it is what it is. Knicks got to add some pieces. They got to get some better offensive pieces to actually score the ball. Can't shoot 30% every night and expect to win. So, number 4, I had the Utah Jazz 9.5 spread versus the Grizzlies. I'm sure you can imagine how this went. This was a 30-point game at halftime. 24. Jazz were up 75-51 at halftime. They were up by 30 actually after the third quarter. And then they got outscored by 14 in the fourth to win by 16. So that spread hit fairly easily. In control. I never even had to worry about that one. So those 3 middle ones I hit. And then the last one I had the Clippers alternate 6.5 spread versus the Mavericks at minus 118. Go figure. The Mavs have won all 3 in this series on the road. The road team has won every game in this series. Riddle me that. I was looking at it from the standpoint of I thought the Clippers kind of just got off to a bad start in the series and that they would respond better this time at home. They did not. They ended up getting beat at home 105-100 the final. So that one was very surprising to me. So yeah, total on those picks, guys, 3-2. So on the quickfire round, I had the Mets money line versus the D-backs. That came in at minus 108. I had the Rays money line versus the Yankees, which I bet on that one. Sadly, that did not come in. Aroldis Chapman, it was 4-3 in the ninth. Chapman put the first 2 on, but no one out in the ninth, so I'm thinking, this might actually come in. And then I almost figured he'd get out of trouble. He got out of trouble pretty easily, and the Yankees ended up winning the game 4-3. Number 3. I had the Braves money line versus the Nationals, minus 158. Nationals ended up pulling that one out 5-3. Kind of surprised me there. And then number 4, I had the Padres money line versus the Cubs at minus 108. And the Cubs won that game as well. So, total on the day, guys, 4-5. Not terrible, not great, depending on what you bet on. Like I said, I ended up making money. Ended up going 3-2 yesterday in my bets. I put equal amounts of money on each pick, and I ended up making a nominal amount of money. Not a lot, but made something. Okay, so now we're going to get into our picks for tonight. Episode 16 picks. So here's what I got for you. I got the Kansas City Royals on the money line versus the Minnesota Twins. Minus 124 odds. Royals playing at home. Royals sending Bubik to the mound tonight with a 1-0 record, 1.52 ERA versus J.A. Happ, 3-2 with a 5.24 ERA. Fully expect Bubik to outduel Happ here. And, two guys having totally different seasons. Bubik has pitched very well. The last time I bet on that I was picking the Royals, I had Bubik on the mound that night. Royals ended up winning 8-3 over the Twins. Same matchup. Different pitcher for the Twins, but Happ is not having a great year. So Bubik's been great, been fantastic. Pretty much all of his starts, really pitching well. So I expect that to continue. Royals win tonight versus the Twins, minus 124 odds. Okay, number 2, guys, we got the Phoenix Suns money line versus the Lakers coming in hot at plus 118. Chris Paul, guys, is back to himself. This is the team that I wanted to bet on. Before the playoffs started, this is the one I got winning the NBA Finals. This is my pick. If you go back to one of my previous episodes, I have the the Suns winning the NBA championship and getting to the finals as my value pick. At the time, it was providing great odds. Still might get great odds. I haven't checked them lately. But Chris Paul, guys, is back to himself. He's playing well, and the Lakers are not. Lakers got beat by 30 in Game 5, guys. Definitely hard to bet against LeBron in any type of elimination game, but I just think the Suns are going to be too much for the Lakers tonight. Not even sure if Anthony Davis is playing. If he's not playing, it's going to be too easy. But he's injured, and either way, I think the Suns get it done. I have a lot of faith that the Suns will win tonight. Plus 118 odds. They close out the series in LA. Number 3, guys, I got the Portland Trail Blazers minus 4.5 spread versus the Nuggets. So, as you know, the Game 5 between the Blazers and Nuggets went to double overtime. Dame put up 50. Blazers came back from 22, but ended up losing in double overtime, 147 to 140. So, I definitely think the Blazers respond here in Game 6. They get the win. They tie the series. They send it back to Denver. And then we'll have to evaluate it from there if it gets back to Denver. I think the Nuggets will probably be the play in Game 7, but in Game 6, take Portland. All right, number 4, we got the New York Islanders coming home to play the Bruins at plus 120 odds on the money line. That's what we're rolling with, guys. Islanders money line at plus 120. Riding that momentum from a big Game 2 win on the road in Boston. I think they take that home tonight. They play well at home. They get the win to take a 2-1 series lead. All right. Then at number 5, I got under 5.5 goals in Lightning Hurricanes game. Now, this has been my staple pick for the first two games of the series. Both have hit. There's been 3 goals in each game of this series. 2-1 the final, both for the Lightning. And I also had the Lightning winning both those games as well. Goaltending, guys. 2 of the best goaltending teams in the league. I expect that trend to continue tonight. No reason to think that'll change. Like I said, 6 goals in the first 2 games. There's not going to be 5.5 goals this game or more. There's not going to be more than 5.5 goals. You might get the 4, you might even get the 5, but that's it. That's as high as it goes. The only way it gets to even 5, I think, is if it goes to overtime. 2-2 in overtime, 3-2 final. So yeah, take that. Minus 142 odds on that. That could change before game time. I would still take it. I think it's free. I think it's a great bet. Okay, guys, that's my 5 for today. All right, guys, in the quickfire round, we're going to go with the Boston Red Sox on the money line versus the Houston Astros at plus 108 odds. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to go with the Colorado Rockies at home against the Texas Rangers at minus 130 odds. Number 3, we're going to go with the San Francisco Giants at minus 134 odds tonight in the money line versus Chicago, the Cubbies. And number 4, we're going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning at home versus the Hurricanes with minus 168 odds. Those are your picks for tonight, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and we will catch you next time. Peace.